Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I can relax a little bit today. I'm under less time pressure than yesterday when I started recording a video at 7 p.m. that was meant to go live at 8:30. I just made that deadline. Today I'm starting my recording at 2:30 in the afternoon. It's still very cold here in the UK, but I'm toasty and warm in my Surrey attic, and we're going to be trying a puzzle today called Zipper Zipper by Antiknight. And this is, I don't know, this puzzle is old. When I say old, it's sort of over a year old, but it has a 100% approval rating on Logic Masters Germany, and I have no clue why we never looked at it at the time. But I'm going to have a go at it for you today. It has got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, and I snipped some comments before I turned on the webcam. I mean, look at this. One of the best puzzles I've solved in a while. That's from Asgar Arn, but snooker fan who's a very reliable judge of a puzzle. Absolutely brilliant puzzle. Leroy. I did a couple of puzzles by Leroy back in the day, and that 3 is just outstanding. I don't know if that means that 3 in the grid or some 3 we're going to get during the solve, but anyway, we have got a 3 given to us, not in the corner, and in fact ruling out a 3 from 2 corners. So if we get a 3 in the corner today, it will have to be either in the southwest or the southeast positions. But the puzzle, these are zipper lines, but there is a doubler rule today, which is going to complicate matters. And I'll read the rules in a moment or two's time. Now, what do I have to mention today? I've got a few birthdays to catch up on. I've also, we should do a catch up on The Hobbit, shouldn't we? Where were we yesterday? Let's do a reload of this. 2,227. So it's going up more slowly now. About 40 more solves overnight. Up to 636. Extremely intelligent people who've managed to solve all of the puzzles. I have to say thank you to Blobz, not just for creating this incredible Hobbit Sudoku hunt, which is our monthly competition over on Patreon, obviously, but also for creating this web page. I don't know how difficult this is to do, which sort of shows the current standings, if you like. It's a lovely innovation, but you've still got plenty of time, over a week, if you want to enter the competition. We got an email, in fact, overnight from somebody saying, how can I solve puzzles with you guys? Well, this is the way. This is the way that you can do it at the moment. If you fancy making a video that might appear on Cracking the Cryptic at some point, then do enter the competition, see how you go. Now, next thing I'm going to show you is something that popped up on some sort of social media that I was surfing earlier on, that I rather liked. It's just a cartoon. Which is more important, asked Big Panda, the journey or the destination? And the company, said the tiny dragon. And that made me think for a little while. Is it the journey or the destination? When we're solving these puzzles, the journey often well, I suppose the destination is sort of important, and the journey, the logical steps we go through to get there, that feels like sort of the point in a way. But I rather like the answer, the company, and the fact that we share, we sort of share the solving experience. Makes me, I think it's more about that. But anyway, it made me ponder for a moment, so I thought I would share it with you. What else can I tell you about today? Well, let's do birthdays. Let me look at my list. I'll start off with Zainab. Zainab's turning 18 today. And I know this because your mum Fatima wrote to us, Zainab. I think you're over in Boston, Massachusetts. And you solve the puzzles along with the videos and exclaim when I fail to spot more obvious logic. I think exclaim is a lovely euphemism there, I suspect. It's not well, if it is, it's probably shouting. It's probably shouting, but it was described by your mum Zainab as an exclamation, which I like much more. But I hope you have a fantastic 18th birthday today. I do have a picture, actually. Here we go. Oh, not in the right place. Let me move it down slightly. That is an amazing outfit. And it is Zainab's 18th birthday today. many happy returns. And in fact, whenever I see anybody from Boston, Massachusetts, I always think of that poem, that sort of, it's not really a poem, but it's a piece of text that appears in one of David Mitchell's books. Oh, and I'll start it in the wrong place. Up, up, up spirals Hershey's absent mind through. Oh, where's that? New York State has dropped away and Massachusetts flew, and Newfoundland is ice entombed and rock all gull beshatten, where no eye sees the lightning flash its momentary pattern. Anyway, I digress, as ever. Next, we'll say happy birthday to Andrew, over there in Melbourne. Andrew, I hope... Well, if it's your birthday today, you might not get these birthday wishes until tomorrow. I apologise for that. But you started with the crosswords and you're staying for the Sudoku variants. I think you won't be alone in that. But Andrew, I hope you have a very happy birthday. Next, is it Malin? Malin, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Malin, you've turned 33 today. I know this because your partner Gabriel, or Gabriel. I'm going to go for Gabriel, actually. Your partner Gabriel wrote to us. Oh gosh, and you're in Montreal, so it could be French pronunciations. Oh dear. I don't know. But anyway, Malin, I know you've been watching every night since COVID. Good grief. Apparently the two of you watch. But you've both forgotten to wish the other to write in and request a birthday announcement. But finally, Gabriel has remembered. So, Malin, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today, where I gather tiramisu rather than chocolate cake is on the menu. That's okay. It's a reasonable substitute. I just heard Maverick, didn't I? Good. No, I haven't heard as much from Maverick, it feels, recently. But anyway, if there is any low-flying aeroplane noise, it is the local Maverick who likes to buzz past my window. And then finally, Alex, it was your birthday yesterday. This was a birthday I missed. I know this because Caris wrote to us and said that you watch all the time, and that you share the puzzles with your friends and talk to them about things you found delightful about them. Alex, that you are the sort of viewer I really, really like. And Caris described you as a brilliant, brilliant person. So, Alex, many, many happy returns. I hope you had a great birthday yesterday. And with that said and done, let us turn our attention to Zipper Zipper by Antiknight, and I will read you the rules. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits an equal distance from the centre of a lavender zipper line, sum to the digits in the middle of that line. So, how does this work? Let's look at this one. Let's make the middle blue. So, digits an equal distance. So, those two have to add up to the blue digit. These two have to add up to the blue digit. And these two have to add up to the blue digit. That is how zipper lines work. I think they've got a lot of potential still. I mean, we must have done, I guess, 30 puzzles that involve zipper lines, and I still think that there's more genius constructions available. Digits on a white dot are consecutive. We have one of those. So if this digit, I was going to use 2 as an example. I use 7. If this was a 7. Managed to type 8, but if this is a 7, this is either 6 to be consecutive with 7 or 8 to be consecutive with 7. That is how white dots work. Not all dots are given, so it's perfectly possible for this square to be a 2, for example. These are obviously consecutive, there's no white dot, and that's absolutely fine. All we're being told is positive information about this domino. We're not being told anything about any other domino in the puzzle. Now, here's the doubler rule. 9 cells in the grid, 1 per row, column and box, are doublers, which count as double their value on zipper lines. Each digit appears in exactly one doubler, so every one of the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 has to be doubled somewhere in the puzzle. And doublers aren't necessarily on zipper lines, so this square could be a doubler. We don't have to make sure that the doubler... In fact, if we did have to make sure the doublers You couldn't, could you, make sure that the doublers were on zipper lines? Because we're told there's a doubler in every box, and the only positions are in the same column. So we could have deduced that, but doublers aren't necessarily on zipper lines. It's put there for the sake of exposition. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. We've got a sort of sigma sign down here. This is going to be, I think this is going to be something to do with the mathematics of the secret. But I'm just wondering if I have to think about this for us. Let me just think about this for a moment. No. Okay, I was wondering if I could prove that this was a doubler, and I very much can't. And the way I was thinking about this was I was noting that these 6 digits have to obviously... well, they are not the central digit of this zipper. So if I populated these 6 cells with the absolutely minimum digits I could, they would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 summed to the triangular number for 6, which is 21. But if we think about what that would mean for this digit then, well, there are sort of 3 pairs, aren't there, on this zipper? There's that pair, and that pair, and these individually are adding up to whatever this middle digit is. So if 21 is the minimum for the sort of wings of the sigma, is that a thing? Then 21 divided by 3 is 7, so this digit could be a 7 without even thinking about doublers. It definitely doesn't have to be a doubler. Can we say anything more? Actually, no, I don't think this is going to be where to start. I suspect what we have to do is to think about the secret in the context. Yeah, I mean, because there's definitely a parity consideration that's immediately dropping out of the secret. Let me explain what I mean by that. I've done enough zipper puzzles to know that any single zipper... Oh, terrible choice of colour. Any single zipper can be expressed algebraically as 2x, where x is the middle digit. Because obviously if this digit is x, those 2 digits sum to x because of the rules of how zippers work. So overall, I know that this zipper sums to 2x, and this zipper will sum to 2y, and that zipper will sum to 2z. In other words, the total for the values along these 3 zippers is even, definitely, because it's the sum of 3 even digits. Each one of these, the digits on them, or the values of the digits on them, will sum to an even number. Now, there is a secret I share with only my very favourite people, and if you're watching this video, you are definitely one of my favourite people. And the secret is that the sum of the digits in any Sudoku box, indeed in any Sudoku row or column, because of the rules of Sudoku, which requires there to be one of the digits once each in any row, column or box, we know the sum, and it is 45. That is the secret. Now 45 is an odd number, but we know that the digits, well, we know the values of the digits in this box sum to an even number, and the reason there's a discrepancy obviously is because there is a doubler digit in this box. And so what we can actually say is that the doubled digit in this box is odd. Because if it was even, we would be increasing 45. We'd be increasing the total values of the digits in this box by an even number. So we would get, so say 2 was doubled, it would increase by an even number the natural total of 45, and then we wouldn't have an even total of values overall. So the way we're going to change the parity is to double an odd number. So we're doubling 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. 9 feels very unlikely, and it is impossible. Yeah, we're not doubling 9 in this box, and therefore in this box either, because where would you put the doubled 9? You couldn't put it in the middle, because then the two winged digits would have to sum up to 18. And you couldn't put it in the edge. It's even worse, because you'd be adding 18 to, say, a 1, and you'd have to make this a 19 somehow, and that's not going to work. So each of these, this box and this box, let's actually just colour them for a moment. Let's pick a good colour. Yellow. No. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, lime green. So this box and this box, the double digit is definitely 1, 3, 5 or 7. And the values, therefore, of the digits in the box, I mean, if you double 1, the value 45, which is the sum of the digits, is going to increase by 1 to 46. And then, yeah, so the sum of the middle digits then is going to be 23, because we know that this sum, basically the sum of all the values in the box is 2 times the value of the circles. 23 is fine, isn't it? 23 would be, well, how does it work with the doubler though? Yeah. Okay, so if you doubled 1 in this box, because these 3 digits would have to add up to 23, they would be 6, 8 and 9. That's the only way of making 3 different digits add up to 23, especially as the double 1 doesn't help you to get to 23. We can't include double 1 in one of these positions, because the other 2 digits would then have to add up to 21, and that's not impossible. So if there is a doubled 1 in this box, this would be 6, 8, 9. And if there was a doubled 3 in this box, then the values would sum to 48. These would be 7, and half of 48 is 24, so these would have to sum to 24 and be 7, 8, 9. And again, double 3 doesn't help us with that, because double 3 is only a value of 6. And if we put 6 into one of these squares, then the other 2 digits would have to add up to 18 and be double 9, which won't work. So 1 and 3 are very possible. 5, if you double 5, then the values add up to 50. Half of 50 is 25, which you can't make. So so if you double 5 in this box, the doubled 5, which is worth 10, has to be in one of those positions. So let's say it was that digit. That would be, and that's because we need these 3 squares to have a value of 25. And 7, 8 and 9 we know only adds up to 24. So we'd have double 5 at value of 10. And then these 2 squares would have a value of 15. That can be done 2 different ways. It could be 6, 9 or 7, 8. So that looks possible, doesn't it? And what happens if we make that 7? If we make that 7, then, well, we don't know. Hang on, let me just think. I think it's going to have to be in the middle positions, because double 7 means the values add up to 52. Half of 52 is 26. So these 3 have to add up to 26. So the doubled 7 definitely has to be in the string. It's worth 14. So these 2 digits would be worth 12. So they would be either 3, 9 or 4, 8. Wow, okay. Wow. Am I missing something there? Is there some other way of doing this? Is it going to be something like 3 is quite a difficult number to put in the middle of a zipper. D12. don't know actually. I'm not sure. Oh, that's, well, okay. I'm not actually sure what we do with this. This might not be how we're meant to start the puzzle at all. So we know that in these two boxes, either we know it's an odd digit doubled in both of them, and we know that if the odd digit is 1 or 3 doubled, these become massive undoubled digits. But if it's 5 or 7, then you get quite big digits, but you have a doubler. Yeah, and if there was a doubler in either of these strings, that would not be a doubler, and I know that would be a 7 then at least, because we worked that out earlier on the sigma, didn't we? If we populated the sigma, sort of the wings of the sigma, with the lowest digits we could, we know that's at least a 7 in terms of value. Oh, but what about if I double a digit there? Oh, I couldn't double a digit if one of these was doubled. So what? Okay, there are some things we can't combine then. We can't combine... Which one was it? If you say had double 3 in this one, then we know this would be a 7, 8, 9 triple. And if you had a doubled 5 or a doubled 7 in this one, that what I'm saying is that the middle digit of the sigma then could not be a 7, 8, 9 or a doubler. So it would be a maximum of 6, but it would be a real digit of 6 with a value of 6, and there aren't 3 different ways of adding up to 6, so that's impossible. So there's a small restriction in terms of... So if one of these did have a doubled 3, the other would have to be doubled 1. That feels important. Because what I'm saying is if either of these has doubled 3, the dots are a 7, 8, 9 triple. This would need to be a doubler. And it couldn't be if there was a 5 or 7 in the other of these boxes that was doubled. So if 3 is doubled, 1 is doubled. Yeah, we might be able to rule this out, because if 3 and 1 are doubled, 6, 7, 8 and 9 will all look at this square. Oh, but that can be doubled. Oh no, I'm talking nonsense. If you can double that, it's fine. Because we only need to have this to have a value of 7, don't we? I mean, it could have a value more than 7, but if I populate the digits here with 1, 2, 3... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, no, I'm getting confused now. If this is 1 and 3, one of these will be 6, 8, 9, one of these will be 7, 8, 9, all looking at this square. So this has a maximum, sort of, not considering whether it's doubled or not, it has a maximum digit of 5, but we can double that, and we would need to double that, because we know that we need to get a value in this cell of at least 7. But if you had a 9 in those squares, then 9 would be on the wings of the sigma. And if you put 9... That's okay though, isn't it, actually? That's okay. We don't have to worry about that. If you do have a 9 on the wings of a sigma, so let's say that was a 9. This could be a 1 minimum, obviously, so that's 10. So that would be double 5. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. It can't be these, can it? I mean, with the best will in the world, I just think from a setting perspective, you wouldn't start with lines this shape. I can totally see how you'd start with this beautiful pattern in boxes 1 and 9, possibly with the sigma. I can't see how you'd start with this or this. They feel like things that have fallen out of whatever we do with the other bits. I think it's something to do with the interplay of those digits, and there's some combination. Well, we found combinations don't work. It's just I haven't found the right idea yet, have I? Let me go back. If that's a 5, what does that do? If that's a 5, then what did we say? We said the box values add up to 50. So these 3 add up to 25. One of them is now has got to be doubled, which is why we put the 5 in one of these 3 squares. So this has a value of 10. So these have a value of 15. So they're either 6 and 9 or they're 7 and 8. And that matters why. So you couldn't... Oh, no, you can. No, okay, if it's this one, this can't be 596, I can see that. With 5 being doubled. Let's just make that 5 and double it. That doesn't work. Because the... Oh, wow. Or... Actually, I might be wrong about that. No, I might be wrong about that. What I was ruling out in my brain was exactly what we just looked at. Well, where we said that if this wasn't... No, I'm wrong. Because I've now got to put 9 on the wings of the sigma, which means this digit has to have a value of at least 10. And I was thinking about what we did before when I made that double 5, and was thinking because it couldn't be double 5, it wouldn't work. But look, we could still put 7 or... Oh, hang on. No, hang on. No, there is a problem. If that can't be doubled... Hang on. Yeah, okay, hang on. So what I'm actually now thinking, this one is more constrained because the higher the actual digits I put in here, the more big digits I have to put on the wings of the sigma. And that's putting pressure, that's pushing this digit up, which isn't quite the same as these being big. Because if these are big, it might not put big digits on the wings of the sigma. It might do, but it doesn't have to. Right, so I'm going to focus down here. If this is, I think this might not work, but I don't think I'd understood it properly when I had the thought up here. If this is 5, these have to add up to 15, but I don't think 6, 9 is possible. 7, 8 might be possible, not sure, but 6, 9 definitely isn't possible. Because if this was 6, 9, I have to put 9 on the wings of the sigma. So this has to have a value of at least 10, which means it must be doubled. And it can't be if that's doubled 5, because there's only one doubler in the row. So the only way 5 works, here at least, is if this is 7, 8. Now if this is 7, 8, that puts 7 and 8 on the wings of the sigma. This would have to be 9. That would put pressure on this. Because now the doubler in this box couldn't be 1 or 3, it would have to be 7. And the reason I say that is that we worked out, didn't we, that if 1 or 3 is doubled, then these digits are either 689 or 789 respectively, which is going to take that option out of here. So if this has to be 9, which I now think it would be if this has doubled 5 in it, then this has to be doubled 7. How did double 7 work? I didn't think that through either, did I? I almost want to look at double 7 from this perspective, actually. Actually, where's the 9 in this box? Oh, I see. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I hadn't thought about this either. But in this box now, if you do put 5, 7, 8 on the dots, you've still got to put 9 in the box. You can't put 9 on a zipper with a middle of a 7 or an 8. You're going to have to put 9 on the 5, on the doubled 5. So it's going to be a 9-1 with a doubled 5. Yeah, okay, and then the 8 here, it can't have 1 on its zipper, and it can't have 5 on its zipper. So there's going to be an 8 with a 2-6 pair and a 7 with a 3-4 pair. Ooh, that's very interesting, because that sounds like it works, doesn't it? 5, 7, 8, 9 here. Okay, so let's think about having a doubled 7 up here. Again, I don't think I thought this through. I considered it, but I don't think I thought it through as carefully as I have done this time. If this is 7, 26. 26 is the total. So yeah, you definitely can't. You've got a similar problem with... Oh, I don't know now, actually. I'm not sure. I think that there is a similar thing going on if 7's here. But if 7's here, I think it might be okay. So 14. These have to add up to 12 without using 5 and 7. So these are either 4, 8 or 3, 9. And these two digits have to add up to 14. So they're either 5, 9 or 6, 8. So one of 8 and 9 is on here. And one of 8 and 9 is on here. I don't know. Oh, I'm not quite getting this. I'm just going to think. I think it's more constrained again if we shifted the 7 down here. If we shift the 7 down here, so let's make that 7. Then again, because this can't be a doubler, I can't put 9 now in these squares. So this would have to be 7, 4, 8. Because I can't put 9 here, because 9 would go onto the wings of the sigma and force this to be a doubler. So this would be 7, 4, 8. And now again, that would be 9. Because it can't be a doubler, and 8 is on the wings of the sigma. So that would be 9. And this would be 5. So now I think we've got it down to a binary option, haven't we? Yeah, I think so. It's really interesting, and now the puzzle might bifurcate, but obviously I won't do that. But what I think I'm now concluding, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but let me distill what we've discovered, I think, is if the doubler in this box is 1 or 3, then we know that these digits are 789 or 689. that's going to make 9 appear on this, on the wings of the sigma. And therefore this has to be a doubler. And therefore in this box, doublers can't exist here, so the doubler would also be 1 or 3, just as it was in this box. So these would form 1s and 3s would be the doublers in boxes 1 and 9. However, if the doubler in this box is not 1 or 3, it can only be 5 or 7 because it needs to be odd and it can't be 9. Now if it's 5 or 7, the point about that is that you then, because this can't be doubled, you can't accompany the 7 or the 5 here with a 9 in order to get to the relevant totals. So the digits that you're going to have are going to be either a 7-8 pair or a 4-8 pair. Now in that instance, 8 always appears on the sigma, wings of the sigma. This can't be a doubler, so would be a 9, eliminating 9 from here, preventing the doubler in this box from being 1 or 3 and forcing it to be the other of what you'd not use down here. So it's either 5s and 7s, or it's 1s and 3s in these boxes. And therefore, what then? So if, and well, there's one more corollary of the doublers in boxes 1 and 9 being 5s and 7s, which is because you always end up with 8 on the wings of the sigma, you always write 9 in there. And, no, there's another corollary, which is the doubler in this box is always on the wings of the sigma, because if that's a doubler, if there's a doubler in any one of those 3 positions, which is what there would be if 5 or 7 was the doubler in box 9, then the doubler in box 7 has to be on the wings of the sigma, on a sigma whose central digit is a 9, and the doubler is going to have an even value, so opposite on it on the sigma is going to be an odd value. Ooh. Ah. Who are Cantonar? No, we're not going there. Yeah. Okay, I can rule out the doubler being 7 in box 9, I think. I don't know about 5, but I can get rid of 7, because if it is 7, 4, 8 in these squares, then 7, 4 and 8 are on the, hang on, they're somewhere on zipper cells that sum to 9, aren't they? So how are we going? But remember, there has to be a doubler somewhere. So how are we going to do this? Well, the 8 is going to need a 1. That's the only way you can partner an 8 up to get to 9. And neither of those can obviously be doubled. So the 8 has a 1. The 7 then can't have a doubled 1 opposite it on the sigma. So it's going to need a 2. You can't have a doubled 1 because the 8 needed the 1 in plain vanilla form. In fact, that's tricky, but that's what would have to happen. So now the 1 and the 2 are in an undoubled form. And how do you deal with the 4? You've either got to double the 4, but then you need a 1 opposite that to add up to 9, and you've already used the 1 with the 8. Or you partner up the 4 with an odd number, but you can't partner it up with an odd number because something needs to be doubled on this, and whatever you double will be an even number. So this doesn't work. That's very, very complicated, but it doesn't work. Now, what I'm not sure about, though, is whether that logic holds if we change that to 5. If we change it to 5, we know this can't have 9 on it. So these were 7 and 8. that is right. We're 25. This is valued at 10, so we need 15 more. So 5, 7 and 8, this is 9, and 5, 7 and 8 are on the wings of the sigma. So the 8 again is going to need a plain vanilla 1. The 7 will need a plain vanilla 2. And the yeah, you can't do it again. Because one of these is doubled. What are we doubling to partner up with the 5? You can't double the 5 because you can't add -1 to it. So what you need to do actually is to double a 2 and add that to 5. But you can't double a 2 because the 7 that's in one of these 6 positions has a 2 opposite it. And we know that the 7 has a 2 opposite it and not a doubled 1 because the 8 that's in one of these positions has the 1 opposite it. And they definitely can't be doubled. So, right. So finally, after 40 minutes that's taken me, but at least I've got something. And I have got something because now I believe we're in the world where these, well, boxes 1 and 9 contain doubled 1s and 3s in some order. Don't know the order, but I do now know that this digit's under pressure. Because 1s and 3s we know have, one of those has 7, 8, 9 in the middle, one has 6, 8, 9 in the middle to give us the 23 and the 24 total that we were looking at before. So this digit is 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. But we know from the very first piece of logic that we did that this has to have a value of at least 7. So that is definitely doubled. It is not therefore 1, 2 or 3 because 3 doubled is 6. 6 is lower than 7, knowledge bomb. So it's 4 or 5. But, this is good. Right, but I do know that 8 and 9 are in this triple. Because it's either 7, 8, 9 or 6, 8, 9. So 9 is on the wings of the sigma. It will partner up with at least a 1 to make an overall value of 10. So this needs to reach at least a value of 10, and I've got a digit, that is 5. The only way of getting, if you double 4, you only get 8. That's not enough. So you have to double 5 here. This is really complicated. And that means... Well, hang on. What does that mean? Maybe I've got to, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to change colour scheme. I'm going to have, that's a doubler. So I'm going to have lime green as undoubled. And try and keep a track of where the doublers live. I'm going to say that I'm going to say that 8 and 9 are on the sigma. Yeah, because 8 and 9 are here and 8 and 9 are here, in this box 8 and 9 are ruled out of the cross. So 8 and 9 are on the sigma, and opposite the 8s and 9s, wherever they go, are 1s and 2s, and they are going to form a 1, 2, 8, 9 little thingy thing. Because if that's 9, you've got to put the 1 opposite it on the sigma. If that's 2, you've got to put the 8 opposite it on the sigma. So these are 1, 2, 8, and 9. No, in the middle of the box, like that. So these are 3, 7, 4, 6, and this domino here adds to 10. So this domino also adds to 10, because imagine that was 3, 7. This will be 4, 6 pair. And vice versa. If this was 4, 6, this will be 3, 7. Oh yes, and that's going to... Okay. So that makes sort of sense, doesn't it? Now we know there's a doubler in one of those. We know there's a doubler in one of these. But we don't know which way round, or at least I don't think we do. Which one of these is 1 and which one of these is 3. Nearly. No, that doesn't work. We know 1s and 2s in row 8 and column 2 are confined to very few cells. And okay, and the double digits that we've hypothecated to boxes 1, 7 and 9 are, I'm just going to write them here, 1, 3 and 5. So we've still got lots of even digits to double and 2 more big odd digits, 7 and 9. Now, what on earth do I do next? Okay. Yeah. 7. Oh, hang on. I think this might be where we look now, but I'm only doing that because I'm looking at these two cells and trying to work out what they can be. And what that led me to is that there is definitely a high digit in this domino, because it's either a 4-6 pair or a 3-7 pair. And whatever the high digit is, it finds all its high digit friends over here. So imagine this was 6, 8, 9. Then I know that the pair here is 3, 7. So, in fact, these 6 cells always consume the digits 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 in row 8, and that logic applies exactly the same way in column 2. So these digits are not only, they definitely include 1 and 2, but the other digit will be the low digit that's effectively in that pair. I mean, it's a bit strange. But what that's leading me to think is that these two squares are putting pressure on this square. Because that could be double 4. No, it can't, because then you couldn't put 4 here. So, okay, the maximum size of these is 7. If you put 3 in one and 4 in the other. So the maximum size of this is 7. In terms of value as well. Right, this is very clever. Okay, this is really good setting. Because what are those digits? Oh, that's sick. That's a 7. That is 7. It has no possibility of being a doubler because it's odd. And the reason I know it's odd is to think about what those two digits are. Now, this is quite complicated, but imagine this was 4, 6. Then this triple would be 1, 2, 3, and this triple would be 1, 2, 4. So one of these triples has 1, 2, and 3 in it. And I want you to think about, in that case, what is the minimum value of this digit? Well, in that box it would be 4, wouldn't it? Because if this is a 1, 2, 3 triple, that could be a 4. If this is a 1, 2, 3 triple, that could be a 4. But in the other box, you're going to have a 1, 2, 4 triple, which would allow this to be a 3. So the absolute minimum value these could be would be a 3, 4 pair, making this a 7 on the zipper logic. But this can't be more than 7, because these can't add up to more than 7. Because if they added up to 8 and they were double 4, you couldn't write 4 at all into box 7. That's so clever. So this is 7. These are 3, well, these are 3 and 4, and they're different. So we might want to colour our 3s and 4s, actually. These digits are all 1s and 2s now, because we know 1s and 2s have to appear in this row and this column. But I think I'm going to colour... Well, actually, am I? So these are all natural digits, definitely. We can't create anything that works even remotely if any of these are doubled. Ah, hang on. So this is getting... Yeah, it's going to be this one now. Those two have suddenly got massive. But let me just think about... I do want to colour these 3s and 4s because I know these are different. I can colour them, I think. So that one will make dark blue. That one will make... I've got to do something that's not going to disturb my colour pattern. That will do that. These are different because they add up to 7. Therefore, that's indigo and that's purple. So purple, indigo, oh, bobbins, that did not... No, this isn't right. Sorry. I thought maybe I could find cells that would see both colours of 3s and 4s, but I'm not able to do that apparently. Oh, that's a shame. Sorry. Right, okay, let's go back to the other thought I had, which is these digits then. Because all I'm seeing is 1, 2, 3 and 4 have now made appearances in boxes 4 and 8. So these digits, the thing is they could be double 5, couldn't they? I mean, I'm saying that glibly without really much thought, but that would allow this... Well, okay, no, that's still good. Because even if they were absolutely minimumed at double 5, that's still 10. Even if neither of these is doubled, it's still 10. And how do you make that have a value of 10? Only by doubling it. So that is doubled. Right. Yeah, and the value is at least 10, so it's at least a double 5, but it can't be double 5 because we've had that. So this is doubled 6, 8 or 9. It's not doubled 7 by dint of Sudoku. It's not doubled 9. You can't double 9 and make those two squares add up to 18, which they would have to by zipper logic. That's definitely not going to be... Oh, this is lovely. Oh, it's sick. This is 6. So I'm going to add 6 to here. The reason it's 6 is imagine this was doubled 8. Doubled 8 is 16, which means those two squares add up to 16. They can't add up to 16 because they can't be 7 and 9 because of this. So that doesn't work. So that's 6. So these add up... Oh, no, I was going to say they add up to 6. They don't add up to 6. They add up to 12. Okay, they add up to 12. So they're not 5, 7. So they're either 4, 8 or 3, 9. And... Oh, no! Yes! Yeah, that's fine. That's not 3 or 4. So that's 8 or 9. So that is 3 or 4. And I can colour it. Yes, I tell you what, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to greenify everything so that we're on a level playing field there. So this is purple. So purple is up there, but purple, if it's 4, could be doubled up here. It couldn't if it was 3, because 3 has already been doubled. Although where it's doubled, we have no idea. Where's indigo in this box? One of those cells. Oh, those two. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So let's go back to these winged digits then. The very extremes of this middle thingy. Because both of those digits are at least 5 and now can't add up to more than... Well, they have to add up to 12. So if one of them is 5, the other is 7. Oh, they could be double 6 though. That's what they'll be. They'll be double 6. They're either double 6 or they're a 5-7 pair. Oh, they can't be... I was going to say they can't both be 5, but they could never both be 5. They wouldn't add up to 12. But if they were both 5, obviously we couldn't then write 5 in this box. Okay, let's look at the other one then. This one is also at least 5. So this is 5, 7, 8 or 9. Can't be 6 because of Sudoku. And it pairs up with this natural digit to give us 12. So it's either 5, 7, Oh, right, okay. My colouring of 3s and 4s has been useless, but it obviously there is a 3-4 pair in column 4, so this can't be 3 or 4, so that can't be 8 or 9. So these two digits are different. Oh, well, hang on, that can't be... Hang on, this is good, isn't it? Doesn't that mean I know this digit? I'm not sure. I feel like I've done something wrong there. I'm just going to think about this again. So by Sudoku, this is a high digit that is 5, 7, 8 or 9. If it's 8 or 9, that would be 3 or 4 by zipper, and it can't be because of this 3-4 pair. Okay, so that is 5 or 7, so this is 5 or 7, it can't be 7. So that's 5. This is 7, so this isn't 7. Now I took 5 out of here. Oh no, it still works. So if that's 7, that can still be 5. Probably. If that's 7, where are you putting 7 in here? One of those two squares. So 3 would be in one of those two squares. That's not 7. That's not 3. 3. Three is in the bottom digits. 3 is not there. 3 is in the bottom digits of this one over here. So if 3 was doubled in this box, it would be worth 6. And if 3's doubled, we're in the 7, 8, 9 version, aren't we here? So if 3's doubled, we've got a 6 on a zipper. That adds up to 7, 8 or 9. So the digit opposite, so it couldn't be on a 9 zipper. It would have to be, it would either have a 1 or a 2 in one of these squares. A 7 is up here by Sudoku. 5. Not sure what to do now. Could we do... Maybe there's a reason these can't be double 6. I glibly thought they would be. If they're double 6, you get 6s in those cells. Purple is up here. I keep going back to my 3s and 4s, wondering if I can do something clever with them, but I don't think that's working. Oh, wait a second. That's not doubled. Oh, that's huge. That is huge. Right. This isn't... These are two natural digits. So where's the doubler in this row? Well, the answer... Yeah, that's right. The doubler is over here. So this is not doubled. So in this box, the 1 is doubled, because the 3 can't be doubled. So there's a 1 up here that's doubled. So that means these are not 1, which means these are not 9. Now, as 1 is doubled in this box, the total value of the digits in the box is 46. Half of 46 is 23. So these are 6, 8, and 9. Which means, that's brilliant. Right, so now these are 3, 7, which means these, doesn't actually seem to tidy things up very much, but these are 4, 6. Oh, but it does give me indigo. Indigo is 3. So indigo is 3. These are 4. So 4 is up there. 4 is over here. 3 is in one of those cells. These digits are now definitely 7, 8, and 9. And there's a 3 doubler up here somewhere, and it's not in the top 2 cells because of this 3. So there's a 3 doubler in one of those cells. I'd love to know. I do know which. It's the same thing. I haven't spotted it. That in column 3 and row 7 we had the same trick going on, which is because this couldn't be doubled. The doubler is in these 3 squares. So actually, these are not 3. There's a 3 in one of those. So that's doing my 3 and 7 at the bottom. Good grief! This is now. Oh, this is double 6 by Sudoku. So, oh, that's an 8. That's got to be opposite the 4. When we got that, we could have done that. Right, I know what those digits are. They are 5, 8, 9, which means these are not 8. So I've got a 1, 2 pair at the bottom, which means I must have an 8, 9 pair above that. This 6 is doing the 6 and the 4 on the sigma. So now I know what these digits are. They are 1, 2, and 5. I know what these digits are by Sudoku, which is 3, 4, and 7. Now, that is not 3. So this is, and these are all natural. We should definitely keep track of all this. There's a doubler in one of those, which is a big old digit. It can't be 5. I've already doubled at 5. So there's an 8 or a 9 doubler down here. These are natural. There's a 1 doubler here. One of these is doubled. And we probably, let's just give that the indigo colouring for a moment. 1, 2. That digit, whatever it is, has to go there by Sudoku in box 4. That's probably important. I can't see why. Okay, and there's double 3 here, double 1 here. So what's going on then? Whichever one of these, the doubled 1. Yeah, it's going to be something like 7, 2 to add up to 9, 3, 5 to add up to 8, and double 1, 4 to add up to 6 in these squares, I think. And what are these digits then? Because one of those is doubled, and it is a 5 by Sudoku. It's 5, 7, 8, or 9, isn't it? 5, 7, 8, or 9 by Sudoku, but the doubler here can't be 5. So there's a 7, 8, or a 9 doubler in this box, and there's an 8 or a 9 doubler in this box. Oh, bother, I don't quite see how to do this. And it's quite hard for there to be a double digit on a zipper in this row unless it's there. And this digit looks like it might have to be 9 to me, because it can't be most of the high digits. What have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3 and 9 to place. So this digit, where does that digit go in this box? The answer is there, doesn't it? So that's not 3. So in fact, that's a 1, 2 pair looking at this square. So this is 3 or 9. How could that be a natural 3? No, it can't. If this is natural 3, the only way you can do that is if this is a 1, 2 natural pair, and this can't be 1 or 2 by Sudoku. It's got 1 and 2 looking at it, so that is 9 natural. These digits... oh, where's 3? Sorry, has this been available for ages? Where's 3 in this box? It's there. Got to be careful with this. This is my aide-memoire cell. We might colour our 1s and 2s soon. This is an 8 or 7 by Sudoku. That's not 5 or 9 by Sudoku. I'm probably going to have to get rid of this, I think. It's too dangerous for me to leave it in and rely on it. We're probably... Do we have to look at those, do you think? It's not an overwhelmingly lovely prospect to do that. Although, I tell you, that digit. Have we already had? We've already had doubled 3. It's up here. Yeah, okay. I might be able to prove these are both natural, I think. Here's my thoughts about that. Neither of these winged digits can be 1 or 2 by Sudoku. They've both got 1s and 2s looking at them. Indeed, this one also has 3 looking at it. So that is at least a 4. So it can't be doubled. Because if that was doubled, this would have to be a 1, which it can't be. So that's definitely natural. And it's at least 4. So if this was 3 and it was doubled, it would be worth 6, plus at least 4 is 10, which is too much. So that is also natural. So these are either 3, 6 or 4, 5. 4, 5 looks... Oh no, hang on, there's 2 6s. That's it, right. This can't be 3, 6, because 6 is looking at both tips. I hadn't seen that. It definitely obviously can't be 1s, 8s and 2 7s, because we've got 1s and 2s looking at the tips. So it is 4, 5, and we know the order, because that can't be 5. So that's 5, that's 4. This isn't 4. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Gosh, I've tripped over an hour. That has flown by. What? Oh, this digit's now determined. It's 8. But do I know whether it's doubled or not? Not sure. This is 5. This is 9 by Sudoku. So I've got an 8 or a 9 double. I think that's the same as we were before. This is a 4-7 pair. I don't know whether... Well, if that's doubled, this is natural. So the 7 would be here. No, that doesn't work. Hang on. If this is doubled, how does this work? You can't put the 7 on the tip of something that only adds up to 4. So you have to put the 4 here, the 7 here, and this would be a 3, which is ruled out. So that is not doubled. Well, not doubled. That is double. We've had double 9 now. So whatever the doubler is here, this can't be a doubler. That's beautiful logic. Good grief. We've had doubled 5. Can't remember where. There. So that can't be doubled 5 or doubled 9, which are its only Sudoku options. So this is a doubled 7 or a doubled 8. I don't think we've had either of those. So the doubler over here in box thingy, box 6 is over there. And what do we actually need to put into this row? 3. Where's 3 in? This 3 is magic. It does a lot of jobs, doesn't it? So that's a 3. That's not. Oh, that's not 3 in the corner. No. So that's a 3. I think that had to go with an 8. Is that nonsense? It can't go with a 6 because I can't write another 3 here. It can go with 8 if this is natural 5. If this is 9, this needs to have a value of 6. There's no way to create that. So that's 8, that's 5, but it's a doubled 1 we're looking for, so that is not a doubler. 5 comes out of these squares, 8 comes out of these squares. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to think about. One of these is doubled now. So if that's 4 doubled and that's 7, that would be a 1. And if that's 7 doubled and that's 4, that would not work. Because I couldn't write 10 into... I was about to say I couldn't write 10 and then I thought, oh, could it be double 5? But it can't be. It's double 7. That would be a 4. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so it does work, but only if this is 4, this is 7, this is double. That's going to be that's going to be big, because what I'm seeing that's doing is, well, it's doing many things, but let's just do the due diligence. This square here is now undoubled, which means that is doubled 3. So that we get rid of the 3 there. This is green. That's green. All of this now turns green. Oh, that one's still being recalcitrant, but we'll fix it. So this digit is 1, 2, or 3. I don't... Oh, it's not 3. It's 1 or 2. So this can't be 7. Oh dear. I don't know how we do that. We haven't written 3 into this box. We can do that. How many 3s have we got? All of them. So that's not the way to think about this. That, I suppose, is green, isn't it? That also doesn't teach us anything new. It's green because 3's already been doubled over here. So that's not I see, that's 7 in this box. I hadn't seen that. So these 2 digits are natural and add up to 7, and they're not 3, 4, so they're either 2, 5 or 1, 6. Don't know if we can do that, can we? 7 is in one of these squares. I haven't even thought about this white dot yet, which presumably we're going to have to give some thought to soon. 1, 2 and 9 into those squares. So that's not 1. Oh, sorry, I've got a 1 here, looking at that. So that's a 2. So that is 8. That's 9. That's not 9. That is 9. Sudoku is being friendly for once. 4, 6 and 7. Oh yeah, that's a 6, naked single. Sees 4 and 7 in the column. So these are 4 and 7, one of which is on the white dot. If this was 4, this couldn't be 3. For obvious reasons, so it would have to be 5. If this is 7, this is 6 or 8. No, I have got a 4-7 pair in column 9, but it doesn't seem to eliminate anything. Okay, so what doublers have we not had? We have had 1. We have not had 2. No, yeah, they can be a double 2 here. Can there be a double 2 here? Yes. Oh dear. We've had double 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 1 of 7 and 8. That digit, in fact, is 7 or 8. So we need the other of 7 and... Oh, that's really rather pretty. Oh, that's right. That's one of my favourite steps of an absolutely beautiful puzzle. Okay, here's my logic. I need whatever this digit is to be doubled somewhere in this puzzle. Because it's not doubled in its own row with a doubler that's you know that cell is a doubler. That digit is different from it, so it's the other one we need to find. That can't be doubled in this box because it's not in one of the doubler cells. So that means it must be doubled in this box, and therefore it can't be a 7. So there is a doubled 8. Oh, no, there's a doubled 8 in the corner there, by dint of sort of where 8 must be in the box. That's absolutely beautiful. So this is not 8. That doesn't determine this. This is now not doubled 1. That's doubled 1. So this is doubled 2, isn't it? 2 is the other digit we haven't doubled in the puzzle. So this is that. That is that. That is that. That is the digit 2. If this was... oh no. How do we do the 9 then? Yeah, the 9 needs 7, doesn't it? But the 9 could be in either position with 7. But then the 6 needs 4. Maybe that's still ambiguous. I'm not sure, actually. I think it might be. We might have to do more up here. What about this 2? Yeah, that 2 does some thingies. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 1, that's 2, that's 1. So, good. So 1 is now on my 7 zipper. So that's a 6-1 pair, and I know the order. That does the 1 and the 2 at the bottom. We can do these zippers now. So that must be 9, that must be 8 to add up to the 10 that we need here. That means this is 9, this is 5. This column needs 4 in it, doesn't it? And I've not put it in, so that's 4, which implies that's 5. And the logic of the zipper works when we do the Sudoku. That definitely suggests we're on the right track. Now, that's been doubled. So, sorry, this 8's been doubled already, so that is 7. That is 8. This is therefore 8 by Sudoku. These squares are a 2-8 pair. We can fill those in. This square needs to be a something. The technical term for 6. That's big. So that seems to make that a 5. 5 is consecutive with 4. So this is 7. This is 7. This is 4. So this zipper adds up to 6. So that's 9. This column needs 1 and 6. We can do it. This box needs 5, 7, 9. 9 has to go in. 5 has to go in. 7 has to go in. 1 and 2 go in. And I think, unless I've made a ricket, we are in quite good shape now to finish the puzzle. Make those that colour. Every 3. Oh, whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. Every 3 in the grid can have a little indigo stripe, and every 4 in the... Oh, goodness again. Every 4 in the grid can have a little purple stripe. And that 8... No, that's 8's a doubler, so that does deserve a thingy. Now, is this correct? Yes. Yeah, look at that. It's over a year old. Only 77 solvers in a year. And I did it in 77 minutes, which is serendipitous indeed. That is another stunner from Antiknight. Antiknight's puzzles are always stunning. Not always easy. Oh, goodness me, that wasn't easy. The start for that was hard, I think. Unless there was a different way of working your way around the logic. What I think... Okay, here's what I really admired about this puzzle, apart from all of the little clevernesses. What I really admired about it is it was pretty obvious where you had to look. It was just really hard to understand the implications of what you were looking at. So, you know, I could see those digits had to be low and that was going to put pressure on this. I could see these digits had to be high and that would put pressure on this. So it was like a very clean logic. It was just... Especially the start, it was really hard. I mean, it's very natural to look, I think, at these boxes and think about the secret, but I couldn't for the life of me determine how it took me a long time anyway to work out that this box is the most restricted, and how it interacts with the sigma is critical to solving it. Anyway, loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.